All right, so welcome everyone. I'll just take you through a very quick concept called the identity iceberg, and then we can open it up for some discussion and see how people can apply this to their businesses, and we can then have a general chat about where people are at with their quarterly goals and progress of their plans. So you can see my iPad up on the screen here. So the identity iceberg is a concept about understanding yourself and other people and what makes them tick, what creates the behaviors, the actions they take and the results they get. And the whole concept is that people are like icebergs. We only see the surface and what's above the surface. But as you can see from this picture, icebergs have, I can't remember the exact percentage, but it's at least 70 or 80% of their bulk is underwater. And that's very similar to people. We see what's on the surface of people. We see things like their behaviors. We see the actions they take, the decisions they make, and overall, we see their results. Now, this could be yourself, it could be your team, but that's what we see. We see things at the surface, but what we have is all of this stuff that happens below the waterline. So all of the things up here is influenced by things like skills, beliefs, values. So what are the things that they believe in? What are the values they have? A lot of these things come from upbringing, from their family, and so on, and their education. Who they think they are in terms of their identity. So people have, obviously, once again, it's partly nature, partly nurture. Part of it comes from their parents, but also how they've grown up, and all of this swims around in this thing we call, oops, if I can spell that, environment. Okay, so all of this here really can be heavily influenced by our environment. And when we say environment, it could be our workspace, it could be the people that we associate with and we spend time with. And I think you've all heard my quote from Jim Rohn. Love Jim Rohn. He's, for those that don't know who are watching this afterwards, he is a business philosopher, I suppose. A lot of the current crop learned from him. And one of his sayings is, you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So it's critical to spend time with the right people, be in the right environment. Now, I went to this networking breakfast this morning that also Lee, who's also on this call, went to. And once you start networking, mixing with different people, exposing yourself to different environments, different experiences, it then influences all of these areas here, your identity, your values, your beliefs, and obviously skills. If you're going to seminars, if you're around people who are reading books and learning new things. All right, so that's very quickly what the concept of the identity iceberg is. And the way to use it is to understand that if you've got people, yourself or your team, up here above the waterline, and you're seeing specific results, decisions and actions and behaviors, really think about how best to change those and to improve those. And that is by focusing on the stuff below the line. Okay, so I'm just going to